YouTube, what's going on? My name is Kevin the Tech Ninja, and this is a video that you guys been asking for quite some time. This is the LG G4 versus the Samsung Galaxy S6 camera. Now right now I'm going to be using these two cameras exclusively in this video. Now on paper they are extremely similar, but the LG G4 is touting its 1.8 aperture. Now how much of a difference is the 1.8 aperture? We're gonna find out in this video. So if you're ready for this journey, let's do it. The first thing I want to check out is the low light performance on the G4, since the G4 has the 1.8 aperture, which means it should be better at low light. Now here's the image that I took at a pretty low light situation. It's a really good looking image, and when we even get closer, you can see that this image is very detailed. The colors look really good, and you can even see myself in the reflection. This actually is an impressive image. Going to the Galaxy S6, the detail is pretty good. The depth of field's pretty good as well. You can see the Coca-Cola can is, has sort of a blurry effect to it, but it sort of has this yellow hue to it. Now this yellow hue is what Samsung devices for some reason resort to when it's a low light situation. Here's the G4 again, just for reference. And another example here is taking a picture of just this Pepsi can. Once again, low light situations, it sort of takes this yellow hue effect. Everything else looks good though. Now to the G4, you notice there's no yellow hue at all, and it just looks sharp, it looks clean the whole way through. So it looks like in this low light test, the G4 looks to be better. Now outside, the Samsung Galaxy S6 gives you really punchy colors. I mean, everything looks really good, and most cameras do look good in normal daylight settings. And this is just the S6 and several pictures here that we're chasing some swans around, and overall it just looks good. Punchy colors, great performance, everything looks good. Now the G4 is pretty much the same thing. Now something you may notice throughout this video, you're going to see it in a few images here, is that some images appears to be a little washed out, but overall the G4 provides you with pretty much the same performance as the S6. I was taking pictures just as fast, and they end up looking just as good, especially in complete daylight. Now here's an image that I really want to take a look at. This is the G4 taking a picture of this master lock. Details look good, the background has a nice blurry effect, and when we zoom in on it, you see the details on the lock. You can see every little grain and every little dash. And with the Galaxy S6, it comes in as a little softer of an image, but it looks better. The background appears to be more blown out, and just the details look just as good as the G4. I mean, everything about these images are pretty similar, but the S6 just looks a little bit better. Now here's a few more pictures as the sun starts to go down. This is the S6, this is the G4, and once again we still have very similar images. There's not really much difference between these two right now. And I was shooting in auto mode with HDR turned on auto, so I was letting the camera decide how to take the pictures, and for the most part did a great job. You pretty much tap what you want to focus on and take the picture. Now it's starting to get a little bit darker outside, and you will notice the G4 now is starting to overexpose these images. The 1.8 aperture is pretty good in low light situations, but it seems like the aperture is not changing for different light situations because everything seems to be a little blown out. Even the top of the structure right here is really blown out. So what I did was I went into manual mode to override the settings, and I adjusted the shutter speed and I sped it up a little bit, and I got a better image. So it looks like it's just the software is really just overexposing everything. Now back to the S6, still taking fantastic pictures even with the sun setting, and just the S6 overall is just taking better photos than the G4, especially in this this low light situation. It's really weird though, because the G4 looks better in complete low light, but the S6 looks better in like sunset situations. The G4 is starting to overexpose some things, and that was something I worried about, especially during the keynote when they showed images that it was looking to be a bit overexposed. Now, of course, you can come into manual mode and, make your adjustments, but I was just testing the auto mode between these two cameras. This shot right here of the sunset was in manual mode. And these series of photos, we're actually doing this in just in my bedroom and in my basement. As you can see here, this is just taking pictures of the box, and everything in here looks really similar. Now, the cameras between the two don't look different at all until you get into those specific situations. Extreme low light and the sunset type situations. That's when you really start to see a difference. But beyond that, these cameras are really, really similar. Even the front-facing camera, they both look pretty much the same. So let's head back to the selfies for 1 second. The image on the left is from the Galaxy S6. You can tell because it has a much wider angle. Also that yellow hue that I was talking about earlier, and also the smoothing of the skin. Beauty mode is turned off, but it still smooths out the skin. And on the right, you just have a normal crisp image. This next set of images on the right is the Galaxy S6, and on the left is the LG G4. You're seeing pretty much the same thing. It's very consistent. Now, in this image, we actually have a decent amount of light coming in from the window, and the right is the LG G4, and the left is the Galaxy S6. Once again, the smoothing of the skin, and it's also a much wider shot. Now, guys, at the end of the day, it's really up to you to decide which camera is the best for you. Obviously, none of them are perfect, but overall, guys, I end up going back to the S6 all the time, even though the low light imagery isn't as good as the LG G4, but I can consistently get a better image with the Galaxy S6 still. And also going from the screen being turned off to taking a picture, it's much faster. And I just think overall, it's just a better camera. There's more shooting modes. There's the wide selfie mode, which is always cool to see. And it's just a fantastic camera. As always, guys, my name is Kevin, the Tech Ninja. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. If this video helped you out, made a decision or anything like that, leave a comment down below, let me know, and all that stuff. Have yourself a great day. Peace. Hey guys, there's one more caveat that I need to add to this video about the G4, is that the issues that I'm having with it being overexposed could be fixed with an update. This phone is not out yet, and it could be pre-production software, so they could be using this feedback to provide a better camera experience. But I'm reviewing this camera as it is today, and like I said, when this hits America, this all could be different, but I'm reviewing it as it is to me today. If this does change, I will release an updated video, but I just wanted to cover that base ahead of time because things could change, because it's such a small adjustment they need to make. They need to increase the shutter speed on automatic shots and lower light situations. That's it.